And joining me now on the Drive Time podcast is new Dolphins center, freshly signed, sealed, and delivered, Matt Skura. Matt, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited and excited to get down to Miami.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. And I know this was your first time kind of exploring the free agent waters, as it were, and probably the first time you've really had a chance to almost choose your spot since going to college, right? What was that experience like for you the first time here in free agency?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience. I just didn't really know what to expect. I have different teammates who have gone through it and try to tell you how it's going to be, but it's just a weird waiting game. You want to be patient, but at the same time, you want to know where you're going so you can kind of just finally put an end to it. Just know you have like a final destination where you're going to end up. And so, yeah, I think that was just like the hardest thing is like each hour, just like checking in with my agent or checking in around the league, talking around to other friends. And so I think that was just kind of the most difficult part. It's like, okay, I gotta wait, gotta be patient, but I want to know where I want to go. So that was kind of the most interesting part about it.
Get your playbook, get your coaches' names familiarized, and start talking to those guys and get to work, right? That's what it's all about.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, being that you've been in the NFL for 4 years, running college and playing high school ball and all that stuff, obviously football is integral to a professional football player's like the fabric of their being, right? So one of the questions I've been asking your fellow teammates here on the podcast is, what does football mean to you? Like the journey you've taken from Pee Wee to now, what has it all meant to you as you kind of sit back and reflect upon where it's brought you to this point of your life?
Yeah, it's been a great platform for myself and my family to really get involved in the things that we are passionate about. While my time in Baltimore, my wife and I partnered with the Verse Cancer and Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. And so we were able to, gift families gift cards or memorabilia, all different things during their time in the hospital, just because my wife, her youngest sister, had a brain tumor when she was very young. And so she kind of understands what the families go through. It's very stressful. Also, yeah, football's just allowed me to meet so many incredible people. People that I thought I would never get to meet, just being a fan of football growing up, a little kid. You watch some of these players on TV and never think you're going to have that opportunity to meet them, let alone get to play on the same field with them. So that's definitely another thing. Just like the people that I've met and the places I've gone are probably some of the coolest parts of this business.
I really appreciate you sharing that personal story there with us. That's really cool to know that you've been involved in that stuff and that you have a chance to do some more of that here in South Florida. Now, you made a comment there about being a child and watching certain players. Now you're playing with them. I'm curious. I want to say it was Justin Coleman. I could be wrong on that. A cornerback we signed a couple days before you. He mentioned that he saw Dan Marino in the hallway and he kind of got starstruck. Have you had a player like that in your career where you came across him and you were like, oh man, I can't believe I'm here. This isn't even real. Like, have you had that moment?
Yeah, a few of them. When I was a rookie, it was when OTAs were just going on, and Terrell Suggs and Marshall Yonda, very seasoned guys, so they weren't there yet. And so it was just kind of this like big build up to like, oh man, wait till Marshall gets back, wait till Suggs get back. Like the intensity just grows that much more. And I'm just like shaking in my boots a little bit because I just didn't know what to expect. And seeing and meeting Terrell Suggs for the first time, meeting Marshall Yonda for the first time, those two, I was like, all right, like, because I grew up a Steelers fan, funny enough. I was born in Pittsburgh. And so those were like the guys that, they were kind of like the enemy or like, and so it was really cool just getting to meet them and just how down to earth they were, how much they helped me grow as a person and a player. It was just awesome.
Well, fortunately, you don't have to go up against Marshall because same position group. And then also probably didn't see much Terrell either, right? Because you're on the inside. He's mostly on the outside.
Right. Yeah, he would definitely like to mix it up a bit. That's for sure.
But one guy you might have seen would have been Zach Sealer. Did you get a chance to play against him in practice back when he was with Baltimore? He's now in Miami, of course. I'm wondering if you guys have a relationship.
Yeah, definitely. No, we definitely had some good battles in practice, and yeah, no, it's just funny now that we're both on the same team again. So it'll be good to relive all those fun battles in practice.
Yeah, he's fun to watch in practice. He's a big, strong dude. He can get some push for sure. So you guys will be able to sharpen the iron, as it were. Another thing
Exactly.
you mentioned was growing up a Steelers fan and going to the Ravens. Like that had to have been like dividing the house in the Skura family, right?
Yeah, it definitely was because yeah, all my family grew up Steelers fans. My grandparents. And so I just distinctly remember calling them up and being like, "Hey, so I'm choosing to go because I was undrafted. I was like, I'm choosing to go to Baltimore." And there was just like this long pause, and they're like, "Okay, all right, we're excited." And I have two brothers, and they're like, "All right, we're just gonna push our Steelers jerseys to the back of the closet. We'll still keep them, but we'll just hang up some Ravens gear in the front of it." So yeah, no, it was funny, and I have friends back in Pittsburgh as well that they're always like, "I'm not going to root for the Ravens, but I'll root for you." So they're happy now that I'm with Miami. They're like, "Oh, it doesn't even like we don't have to have that clash back and forth."
I was gonna say I love my brother, but I'm not sure if I can root for him in jet green, man. I don't know if I can do it. It would be tough.
Exactly.
That's too good. So you do wind up in Baltimore for 4 years, and you play a little bit of guard. Then Ryan Jensen leaves in free agency. You take over the center position, and I mentioned to you, before the interview here that some of your coaches had praised your ability to get guys in the right spots, to get the right checks, and make sure that the protection scheme was right, the run call was right. How much pride do you take in that element of the game, and how important is that for a center to be able to come in and just control the offensive environment like that?
Yeah, I take a ton of pride in it just because at center you kind of are the conductor of the other four guys and really tight ends, quarterbacks, running backs. So yeah, definitely got to take a lot of pride in it because it's obviously very important and vital to the success of the offense. So yeah, that's just something that I've always prided myself on, just making sure across the board that the communication is there. Whether we need a lot more communication or we can really make it concise. Either way, just want to get everyone on the same page, and usually you're going to have a lot of success.
Absolutely. And one thing that I really took away from your story, Matt, was coming back off the ACL, MCL, PCL dislocation. I mean, that's like a lifelong laundry list worth of injuries, and you came back from all of those in really about 10 months. What was that process like for you both mentally and physically, as far as your goal to get back for opening day, and just kind of, I have to imagine the daily grind has to be tough. Where were you at mentally, and what did that process kind of teach you as a player and a person?
Yeah, it was definitely tough. I mean, just coming off one, I was as a team and personally just having one of my best seasons. So that was just tough to come to grips with. And immensely, you just, especially early on, you say, "Oh, if I was just one step here, if I was a foot away, like this would have never happened." So I think that self doubt, like, always replays. But yeah, I think once I was able to kind of start bending my knee, getting into more active rehab, I just said, I'm just gonna, full court press. This isn't gonna slow anything down. Just gonna make it my mission to show everyone, like, hey, I can get back from this injury. I've had, other adversity in my life, like, I'm prepared for this. And so, and having the right people around me helped too. I had great trainers in Baltimore. I had Marshall Yonda, who had pretty much the exact same injury as me, mentor me about getting back to playing. And my wife, she was, my biggest motivator, helps me just through the tough days where, I felt like I wasn't making any improvement, to just kind of keep pushing and just get a little bit better each day. So, yeah. And then we kind of had the whole COVID pandemic hit kind of right when I was starting to take off in my rehab. So, when I came back to Charlotte to rehab, we had to kind of quickly set up a home gym at my house to do all my rehab. And so we had to find creative ways to, get a lot of that physical therapy done at my house, in my garage, whether it's going down the street to a park we have in my neighborhood to run and do drills. So Yeah, I mean, I think just every day I took it as a challenge to get better, find something to work on, and just yeah, challenge myself in that way. So, um, yeah, definitely any adversity that comes my way, I'm like, okay, I know I can. There's going to be a bright side on the other side. I just gotta push through, be resilient, lean on your hard work that you always know, and usually things will work out.
Yeah, doing the interviews this time last year, all we talked about was guys in their garage using bands. Like it was such a consistent segment on the podcast here. I'm glad we're kind of maybe pushed beyond that a little bit here and moving into the future. You also mentioned your wife as kind of the supporter of all that, and I can't speak enough about how my wife has had similar impacts as far as my professional career. So behind every great man, right, as they say. And so that
Mm.
kind of leads me to my next question here is you chose the Dolphins. You were a free agent, could have signed with, I'm sure multiple teams were pursuing you. Maybe she had a say in the decision. Why Miami? Like, why did you want to come play for the Dolphins?
Yeah, so there was even before the free agency had like officially started, there was definitely like a few criteria that I'm like, okay, if I go with this team, like I want them to have this. And so those things were, be a family oriented team and organization, um, have coaches that are gonna, want players to get better, have the skill to be able to do that. And I think third is just the drive and want to be better and win. I think that's something that um, I kind of laid my foundation on. And so, yeah, I think Miami's kind of fit right in there. They got a young quarterback. Things are on an upward trajectory. And so I wanted to be a part of that. And so I know Coach Flores is very passionate and intense. And so I really like that as well. So I think, yeah, just those things right off the bat kind of drew me towards Miami.
Can't complain with that. One more question for you. Here we got Dolphins center Matt Skura on the Drive Time podcast. We talked football. We talked about your time coming up in football, but I want to know away from the field, is there a hobby, a guilty pleasure, one thing that fans have to know about Matt Skura before they get a chance to see him play on Sundays?
Yeah, I feel like I have a bunch of different hobbies that my wife doesn't. I do enjoy. I like to golf. I do like cars. I enjoy being able to like go outside and like clean my cars. Well, two cars. It's not like I have all these cars, but yeah. And I don't know. I just like being outside with my kids. That's kind of where I've really put a lot of my focus and attention to. Just being my wife and kids. Like I don't know. I just love being a dad, and I know that comes with a lot of like goofiness, and a lot of guys back in Baltimore would kind of play into that with me. And I like to wear the Nike Air Monarch shoes that are
Yes,
like the
yes.
quintessential dad shoes. So I like to play on that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much like the most easy going guy. And yeah, I just enjoy, working out, building things, whatever that is around the house. Um, yeah, I mean, I kind of, I don't, shy away from too much. So yeah.
Couple of things for you here, Matt. Byron Jones is into cars. That might be your car guy on the team. Christian Wilkins owns a pair of Air Monarchs that he proudly wears. So you'll be blocking him. Maybe you guys can have like an Air Monarch, one-on-one pit drill against each other or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. That would be great. And then third, I'm wondering, this is kind of putting you in the spot here, but I asked for myself, like, do you have your best dad joke? Because you mentioned goofing around with the kids and the chance it gives you to be goofy. We were watching March Madness all weekend, and they have that clip where all the broadcasters are dancing. And I told my wife, I can't wait until Carol, my daughter is old enough to be able to see like me doing something like that where I'm embarrassing her. So like, do you have your best like embarrassing dad moment, or maybe your best dad joke you've got?
I don't have any dad jokes, but I'll sing in the car with my daughter, and she just turned 3, and she'll be like, "Dad, no, stop! This is my song." And so, or her and I will like dance, or she'll see me dance. She's like, "Dad, no, stop, please." So it's already started. It's already happening. So I think that's definitely play on that even more. And so. Yeah, no dad jokes, but I'm sure I'll think of some.
We'll go ahead and end it right there. You can't top that. Matt Skura, new Dolphins center here in 2021. Matt, appreciate your time today, man. Best of luck this season. Stay healthy, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.